right.
Okay. So I started the recording here. Hey, Harry, thanks for joining me from faraway Saskatchewan. I hope the snow has dissipated there.
Well, we actually had snow for one day during the weekend on Sunday. We had snow for 1 weekend, but it's gone now, and the sun shines back. So
wow,
that was our well, I'm not going to say our spring storm, but it was our spring snow.
Okay, good. So I'm really grateful, Harry, that you are joining me here today, because I wanted to talk about healthy aging, and we both met through a movement within Isagenix that was dedicated to healthy aging, right? That's how we met.
That's right.
Right.
We were some of the inaugural people into that.
I know. And so what better person I thought, to bring on the call today, so that you could also share a little bit about your experience. And, instead of me introducing you, why don't you introduce yourself here to the rest of my folks?
Okay. Well, my name's Harry. I have a call myself on a Friday, and I always say, this is Harry. It's Friday, and it's Harry from Saskatchewan. So anyway, as you can probably tell by my accent, I'm not Canadian, but I've been in Canada for 39 years now. I used to be in the British military, and I was fit, active guy, really active, really fit. Came to Canada in 1980, and over the few years, I started to get a little bit lax in my exercising, got a little bit lax in how I was eating, till I got to a point in 2011, and my wife said to me, you've got to do something. She says, you're putting on way, way too much weight. Well, she was introduced to this fantastic company called Isagenix. Now, at that time, I didn't know who Isagenix was. I don't think my wife did, really. She'd been introduced by some people in California. So she says, I want you to do this program. And of course, like every good husband, I wanted to keep her happy. So yes, I'd have a go at it. But I wanted to only have a go just to show that it wouldn't work. Well, so I looked through the catalogue that they had back in 2011, and I found this thing called the 9-day cleanse, which actually is wrong because it's 11 days, but never mind, let's not quibble. But anyway, it was a 9-day cleanse, and I thought, yeah, I'll do this one, and I'll show that it doesn't work, and then she'll leave me alone. Well, I did 9 days, and I lost 9 pounds.
Wow.
And I thought to myself, that was lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it can't be the product, it's just luck. So I said, right, I'll do another 9-day. I wouldn't recommend doing 2 9 days back to back for anybody. I really wouldn't. But anyway, I did another 9-day cleanse, and I lost another 11 pounds.
Wow.
So that's like 20 pounds I'd lost, right? So I thought, yeah. And I said, I can't very well say it doesn't work, because it does, but there's got to be something I can find that isn't right. So then I did a 30-day weight loss program. I mean, talk about wanting to really try and prove it wrong. It wasn't working, but I did the 30-day, and in total, I lost 39 pounds.
Wow.
And kept it off, right, for 6.5 years until I had my incident with cancer. And because I couldn't use all the products, right, because they have an antioxidant in them, and radiation is an impurity, and the antioxidants are there to kick impurities out, so that they would have been fighting each other. So I didn't. But so I put a little bit of weight back on, about 15 pounds, but I've just weighed myself today, and I've lost 10 of those pounds.
Wow.
So, and I'm 72-year-old, by the way. I was 72 last week, and I feel like 60.
Mm-hmm.
I feel better than I was at 60.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was doing my cancer treatments and couldn't use some of those products, I had 2 dietitians
Could you please mute yourself? Welcome to the call.
Thank you. Trying to figure this out.
It's at the bottom to the left.
Oh, there it is. Okay, got it.
Thank you. Okay,
Yeah,
Harry,
so-
go ahead.
So while I was doing my cancer treatment, they thought I was diabetic as well. So you can imagine I'm trying to deal with cancer. Now they're telling me I'm a diabetic. And the biggest thing was I had 2 dietitians. And half of their diets contradicted each other. So I just stuck with the cancer one. And when it was all finished, both dietitians said to me, get back on your Isagenix. We can't give you something that's going to give you that nutritional balance that Isagenix gives you. Now, it's not going to cure, and it hasn't cured my cancer, right? Although I've now had 4 follow-ups. I go for another one on Friday. And in the 4 that I've had, 0 cancer. They can't find any.
Wow,
But
Harry.
so I'm not claiming Isagenix did that, but what Isagenix did for me, and it's still doing for me, is it helped my immune system to deal with all the, excuse my French, crap, all the crap that was going on, and it helped my body deal with it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, why would I ever think of stopping it?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel younger. I'm now getting over my side effects from the treatment. I'm feeling like I'm 60, and life, I've got a second chance at life, and I'm going to enjoy it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Sherry, for sharing that. You know, I also feel that it's not, you know, we never in charge and we don't know how long we are here on earth. But what we can do is change the quality of life we are leading, right? And we have quite some influence in doing that. I wanted to share for the rest of the presentation, and I'll ask you for your input at times too, Harry. I wanted to share some slides that I've prepared here. And okay. And it's about what's aging you. So you just all heard Harry's story, and Hamud and I had a similar story, though we didn't have this cancer scare yet, but you know, Hamud has some other health issues that where Isagenix has really helped us. So the top photo here was us just before we started Isagenix, and we were introduced to Isagenix here in the community that we had moved to by actually a coach for the year, triathlete, for triathletes, Stephen Mandley. He was my neighbor. And he was so fit. He was one of the best golfers here at the golf club, golf course where we live. And he was the only one who carried his bag, the only one who actually walked the golf course. As a matter of fact, he ran it at times. And I said to my husband, who is that crazy guy? I need to meet him. And so this is us just, you know, a few months in, both of us, Hamud and I, lost a tremendous amount of weight, which just started us. But I actually wanted to initially not join Isagenix, same to Harry, like Harry, right? Hamud was the one who said, I can't bend over without hurting. I got to do something about it. And so he said, I'm starting this. Are you with me or not? Now, we were already married for almost 40 years at that time. That's 8 years ago, by the way. And so, you know, just the loving wife I am, I just joined him on this trip. So, but I had no idea how that would actually impact the way I age, the way I feel, and the impact that I could actually have on other people who struggle with similar problems. And I'm not sure. So this is here, Harry and his lovely wife, Dolores, because we met through Isagenix. And so we have made many other friends. Like this is another couple that we love, Maura and Jeff Lustig from Peterborough. He's a chiropractor, and Maura used to be a financial advisor. Harry, have you ever seen their story on isamovie.com?
Yes, it's outstanding, isn't it?
I just want to play it here for you folks. Let me see if you can see it. Can you see it?
It started for me as a journey of weight loss and energy, and
Not seeing it.
very quickly evolved into simply quality of life.
No, unless you're
My
seeing
name
it
is
at
Mark
your end.
Lustig, and I live in Peterborough, Ontario with my husband, Dr. Jeff Lustig, who joined in 2008.
Okay.
Ah, that's better. No sound. Can you get the sound, Annika? I've lost your sound.
That might be my internet. You know what?
Got it.
I accidentally muted it. Oh my God. Okay, so this is just fun, and this is actually the next thing I want to share on my slide here. Hang on, which is really where is it now? Here. Can you hear me now?
I can still hear you, yeah.
Okay. So that's actually what I wanted to share with people here too. This is so these are some of the struggles that people our age go through. Like whatever, we both started with a weight gain, but some people start because they have cholesterol issues or diabetes, or they have joint discomfort or lack of sleep or energy, like a lot of different problems that people have. But what we really learned is that it's really important to keep laughing. And and I say that to my actually to my husband every day. Can you see my slide now?
Oh yes.
Okay, cool. So yes, I'm still, this is still kind of new to me. I've done this now a couple of times, but I'm not the tech person, the techie here in the family. But yeah, so what Harry and I actually learned is over the years is that aging doesn't start when we are retiring. It actually starts a lot earlier, right?
Yes.
And we have met some folks that are in their early 20s and they already start working on slowing down aging, because what we also learned is that it's really so important to keep things clean in our life, whatever it is, whether it's the way you think, the people you deal with, whether it's the food you put in your body or the stuff you put on your skin. It doesn't really matter. It's really important that we keep things clean, because toxicity is all around us, whether that's in thought or whether that's real, like environmental toxins, and they have an impact even on the DNA level to accelerate aging, right? And so, Harry, when you said that you went through chemotherapy, that obviously accelerates that too. So you have to combat that through other strategies to make up for that, right? So that you feel better again. And you already say you feel 10 years younger at least, right?
Despite definitely.
Yeah. And what I also realized is a lot of people think it's just about going to the gym or whatever and being very active. But what I really noticed is I always was an active person and I still didn't feel the power. So for me, it was really an eye-opener to see how important actually nutrition is. And in combination with moving around. But when you're achy and when you're tired and lethargic, then you don't really feel like moving, right? So you have to make it fun. You have to find a way to get you off the chair. And for me, what really helped was, I go into the a little bit details later, but what I a lot of times do when I feel a mood thing coming on or so, that I put the music on and I start to dance, and it keeps me moving in my living room. But what I also realized, and it kind of threw me off, actually, to be honest with you, Harry, in the beginning, when I went to the first meeting or event where I met other people who were using Isagenix and were on the program, I got hugged by strangers. And everybody was so happy. And I was going, oh my God, what? These people are so weird. What am I doing here, And I had no idea that it all was related to, just being part of this amazing movement by, putting food into your body that raises your hormones, your happy hormone, your serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine, that gives you stamina. And I was thinking that is strange, and now Helmut and I make actually a point of getting our breakfast hug, right, first thing in the morning to set us up for the day. And we're giving hugs all the time, not just to each other. We hug our neighbors, we hug obviously our kids and grandkids when they are here, but I also hug people that I have conversations with, and when we have a really good connection, then I just feel like hugging them. And hugs are so good. They help other people to feel better too. And laughing, I feel, is really important too in life, because how often, when you're getting older, your coordination may not be that great, or your memory might let you forget things. Where did I put my phone, my keys, and all that stuff? So we just had a good laugh this morning, where my husband called me on my phone because I was already out to meet some people. And he said, why are you actually taking the Brain Boost nutrition from Isagenix when you're still mixing up your vitamins in the morning? And so we just had a good laugh about that. That's just sometimes, rather than getting upset, laughing it off is so much better. And what really helps me, not sure whether you do that too, Harry, but gratitude. Whenever I feel not so well, or when challenges are popping up in my life, I make a point of thinking of all the things that are going well in my life, all the things I'm grateful for. And then the things that are not so hot right now don't really matter that much anymore. Did you have a similar feeling, Harry?
Yes. I've suffered all my life with PTSD, and had struggles during my lifetime trying to get out of that depression that it creates.
Yeah. And
when you sit down and you think to yourself, well, what have I got to be grateful for? It's that easy. I mean, you got a roof over my head.
Mm-hmm.
I've got food on the table. I've got electricity at the switch. I've got gas heating. I've got my bed. I've got, these things sound so simplistic, but they aren't.
Mm-hmm. Because
something, there are millions of people in the world that don't have any of that.
Mm-hmm. That's right. And
so, if I get stuck about trying to figure, I've got bigger things to be grateful for. Of course I have. I've got to be grateful for that I went through the cancer treatment, and I'm now sitting here. I never say cancer free, because you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm as low as you can possibly get on that scale. Mm-hmm. So, I've got big things to be grateful for, but small things as well. And sometimes when I get stuck and I can't figure out something to be grateful for, I just go and sit in a chair and just say, well, I've got a chair, I've got a nice house, you know, and that type of thing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing what it does for you.
Yeah, it's really true. Yeah. Same thing here, you know. I mean, when I was young, I never, you know, you think differently, or I thought differently. For instance, you know, when I was a teenager, I wasn't so cool wearing thick glasses, and I have pretty big prescriptions. But now I keep thinking, you know, I'm actually so grateful that I have a vision at all, because my mom, when she was pregnant with me, had German measles, right? And so a lot worse could have happened, right, to my life. And it's just wearing glasses. So what's the big deal, right? And I'm so grateful that I can afford glasses, that, you know, I'm living in a country where I have access to these glasses. I mean, when you now see what's going on in the world, you know, there are so many things we can be grateful for, right?
Oh yeah.
And
all the time.
And what I also learned is that, you know, that creating meaning and purpose in your life, especially when you're getting older, is really important to lead a healthy and happy life. And, you know, being of service to other people, giving them a hand. I volunteer at various places, and you know, just sharing Isagenix and doing this call, it may help somebody else. And isn't that wonderful? Like, you know, if we could even just help one additional person to feel better, to live a healthier and happier life, that would be amazing.
Oh, that, I mean, isn't that, I mean, you can't get anything better, can you? You can't get anything better than having helped somebody get over a problem.
That's right. But a lot of times, you know, people our age or even a little younger, you know, they may lose their jobs either because of attrition in the company that they work in, or because of illness. They have to, you know, leave their jobs behind, or they cannot pursue their business anymore because of that. But when you find something that tickles your heart, that you love to do, to help somebody else, that's.
But it's not just that, isn't it? I mean, it's the community that we have.
That's another one.
I mean, like you were saying, you go to an event and you don't know anybody. Within 5 minutes, within 2 minutes, you're going to know somebody, because somebody's got to come up and give you a hug and, oh, where are you from? And yeah, the first time I ever went to an event, an Isagenix event, I can remember it because the hair on the, I don't have a lot, by the way, but the hair on my head just stood up. It was like having an electric shock. To be in a place, and at that particular event, there was something like 7,000 people. Every one of them was smiling. Every one of them was happy. And everybody was prepared to talk to you about anything.
Yeah, isn't that amazing?
You know, you don't get communities like that normally.
No, yeah. So we are attracting like-minded people, and hanging out in communities like that is really making a big difference. And so this is you know, what we're doing now. We are living a better quality of life because we have surrounded ourselves with people that we love to hang out with. And I can't imagine really a life without my friends in Isagenix anymore. We have made so many friends across so many teams and so many areas. It's just phenomenal. And so one of the things that I also wanted to talk about, how this all started. So, you know, we lost weight, yeah, all good. But, and usually, you know, losing weight makes you healthier and happier. But what I also learned from this, and what I, you know, like to share with people, is that it's not so much whether you're eating less or you're eating more of something, but it's the quality of stuff that you put in, so that your body, no matter your age, can build healthy cells that, you know, get fueled properly, so that you feel energized and vibrant. And I mean, Harry, you look fantastic, you know. If you,
thanks very much.
Yeah, just by thinking, I mean, by all the stuff that you went through, right?
Yeah.
Amazing, right? That's truly amazing. So one of the things that we are doing here in Isagenix, for instance, is regular detoxing. And that was something that really helped you too, right, Harry?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
mean, I
yeah.
used to do two cleanse days every week.
yeah, wow. Yeah. And what kind of a difference did that make for you?
Oh, brilliant. I mean, I was going through so much that my head was all over the place. And my energy was all over the place. But by doing the cleanses, what it was doing was giving me a shower on the inside, and it was helping that immune system to deal with the problems that the rest of my body was dealing with. And, you know, I just finished a cleanse yesterday, and you wake up the next morning and it's like, wow. I mean, I can't explain it any other way. People say to me, oh, come on, don't be daft, you can't be. It is. That's just the way it makes you feel. It's wow.
And we already know so much through this movement in Isagenix that we already fuel differently than many other people. Now, just imagine somebody new coming in, you know, and having that wow experience. I really had that wow experience when I started 8 years ago. And a lot of the people that I bring into my organization here have a similar experience. My daughter-in-law, for instance, she said to me after just 5 days or so on vitamins, she said, I can't really believe how I feel. And she was in her 20s. You know, so it doesn't really matter your age. Now, I just wanted to briefly, so we are helping others, which makes us feel good too, and we are getting support from within our organization in so many ways for free. It's just unbelievable. And then people have the opportunity to join the Eat for Free Club, because a lot of times people put crap into their body because they feel they cannot afford the good stuff, right, Harry? And
Yep.
It's a vicious cycle. So we are helping people to do that. And then I just wanted to briefly show you, we started with something like this or similar, where you just, you know, cleanse your body and you refuel and you detox, and then you put at least 1, possibly 2 meals into your body that help your body to build healthy cells. And then, as you just said, you're just off a cleanse day. Do you do that with Dolores together, or do you do that with a couple of buddies, or do you do that always by yourself?
Well, at the moment, I'm doing it by myself because I'm trying a slightly different approach to it. But I do one every week. Like, I'm going to get back eventually to doing 2, but I do one every week. And Dolores does 2 a month. Yeah. You know, we're all different.
Yeah.
You know, and Dolores is well, you've met Dolores. She's short, she's slim, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but no matter your body composition, you know, just ever so often cleaning the engine, you know, to you know, get more out of it, just makes a lot of sense. Somebody once referred to it as you know, getting all the rust from the inside, like the corrosion out, you know. And then, you know, once that's all clean inside, you just obviously feel better, right? And when we do that with friends, it's easier to keep each other accountable. And so I do that with Helmut. Sometimes we do that with a few people from our team together to keep each other accountable. And we'll be traveling to Europe, so we already know that we will be eating differently there, because we're on vacation, and you know, we are with family, and they all want to treat us to really healthy meals, right? And so
yes.
we'll be doing that. It's part of socializing, and we feel it's important. But we already know that next week we will do 2 cleanse days, like a double cleanse day next week. And once we are back at the end of the month, we'll do that again too. Yeah, and then you know, there are different things. So we also, right now, we use this custom healthy aging pack, which has just a foundation, and then it has an $85 voucher in it. And then depending on your issues, whether you, you know, deal with sleep issues, or whether you have joint discomfort, or whether you're having cholesterol issues and you need to get under control, you could just add that in, and there you go. And you'd be set off for a really cool, healthy, happy life, no matter your age, right? And this is one of the things that I love to do. Like, this is my Frisky juice, actually, and I have it usually in the morning, over ice. But sometimes, like tonight, for instance, I will have it as a hot tea because it helps my body to de-stress. And I feel like I have a cold coming on. So I'm just having one of these beautiful adaptogenic herbs as it's in a tea form. And that will, help me to sleep better tonight and my body to better deal with all the stuff that maybe it's fighting right now. So, Harry, got any questions?
No, well, I've got a statement, not so much a question.
Yes.
I mean, one of the biggest things that people see in Isagenix, everybody believes that it's a diet and it's a weight loss program. Mm-hmm. And it isn't. It's a lifestyle program. Now, my wife is a prime example of the fact that it's not a diet and it's not a weight loss program. She joined Isagenix to put weight on. And she did. She put about 12 pounds on. And it's amazing just how much nicer it made her look with 12 pounds extra weight. Mm-hmm. And she would never be without her Isagenix. But she didn't join to lose weight. It's not a diet.
That's a really cool statement because I've been part of a movement here that is run by a physician in our area. And what they are actually stating there is that people over 60 are not in a position no longer in a position to gain muscle. And I got to tell you, that's not true because
no, it's not true.
Dolores is a good example. We have lots of other friends in Isagenix who started gaining muscle mass in their 60s, right? And so have I. And I'm really happy, I hang on to that stuff because it helps, it helps us to become not fragile so fast, right? Like we can stay stronger and we can do more things and we just feel better overall.
Yeah, I always suggest to anybody that's joining me that's sort of 60 and over is to use the Isoline Pro.
Okay.
As opposed to just the Isoline Shake.
Yeah.
Because it was originally devised to help athletes recover after strenuous exercise. But what they did find out was as we grow older and our muscles and bones get brittle, like you were saying, the Isoline Pro actually helps build that back up again.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I do too. Yeah. We love the stuff. Thanks so much, Harry, for your input and your honesty and your vibrant energy every time we are on the call. I love it. Thank you so much for being my guest here today and sharing your wisdom and your experience and your love with all of us.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Harry. I'm wishing you a beautiful summer and keep that C off.
Have a good summer holiday.
Thank you. Thanks. Thank you.